alive, and the generation is still continuing, and still birth and birth and birth and birth, you would come to the position where you wish Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them. That is one. Another thing also, the most important for a mu'min is to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. That is the best thing. And how can we be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? By death and returning to Allah. Because remember, death is returning to Allah. That's why we say, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To Him we return. So when we die, we are returning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And which place is much better to return besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is there any place which is better to return besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? But the problem is, we don't want to return because of damages that we have done. When the Quran, the ayah that we read, قُلْ إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ الَّذِي تَفِرُّونَ مِنْ. Why are we afraid of death? Because a lot of damage has been done. And we know when we get there is a trouble. But the problem is this: if I know that there is a damage, what do I need to do? I need to fix that damage, so that when I meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, at least I have done my part. Because this death, my dear brothers and sisters, there is nothing we can do to stop it. Whether we like or not, it's going to come. During the time of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, there was a man who was sitting with Sulaiman alayhi salam, and the angel of death came to visit, and he saw the man sitting with Nabi Allah Sulaiman. He visited Sulaiman alayhi salam, talked to him and left. After the man left, the other person who was sitting, he asked Nabi Allah Sulaiman, Ya Nabi Allah Sulaiman, who was the man who just visited us? Sulaiman said to him, why do you want to know? He said, رَأَيْتُهُ يُطِيلُ النَّظَرَ فِي وَجْهِي. I saw him staring at me, and I didn't know who he is and why. Nabi Allah Sulaiman said, إِنَّهُ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ. That man that just said was the angel of death. Allahu Akbar. Then the man started shivering. Ya Nabi Allah, is it the Malak al-Maut? He said, yes. He said to Nabi Allah Sulaiman, he said, take me somewhere else. I don't want to be in a place where the angel of death ever been. Allahu Akbar. Nabi Allah Sulaiman asked him, وَهَلْ تَنْجُو مِنَ الْمَوْتِ إِذَا قَدَّرَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ الْمَوْتِ. Can you escape from death if Allah wants you to die today? He said to Nabi Allah Sulaiman, I don't care. I just want out of here. I don't want to be here. Sulaiman said, okay. Sulaiman invited the cloud. Said, take him, cloud. Wherever he wants to go, take him. The cloud took him. He went wherever he wants to go. After a few minutes later, the angel of death came back to Sulaiman to visit again. Sulaiman asked him, Ya Malak al-Maut, you were here earlier and you were staring about one of my companions. What happened? What's the story? Malak al-Maut said to Nabi Allah Sulaiman, when I left the seventh heaven, I was told his name, the man who was running away, his name appeared in Lawh al-Mahfuz for me to go and take his life. But I had some time with me, so I said, let me spend some time with Nabi Allah and then go and take his life. So when I came to you and I saw him in your palace, I was shocked. Because it's not the place Allah told me to take his life. So I was wondering, how can he get to the place where Allah asked me to take his life? Should I take his life here? Allah didn't tell me to take his life there. Should I go to the place where Allah told me? Okay, so he's not there because I know he's here. He said, I decided to go at the place where Allah asked me to take his life. Now guess what? He said, by the time I get there, كان هناك ينتظرني. By the time I get there, he was already there waiting for the angel to come and do his job. إذ فقبضت روحه في الوقت المحدود وفي المكان المحدود وفي الساعة المحدودة. And I took his life exactly the same place Allah asked me, at the right time Allah told me, and the same time limit that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told me. And this is the translation of ayah, أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت. Wherever you may be, the death will reach you. And the Quran says, وَلَوْ كُنْتُمْ فِي بُرُوجٍ مُشَيَّدَةٍ. Even if it happened to be you are on the highest tower that you might think they might protect you, Allah says it's going to get you. And amazing is this, the Quran says, قُلْ إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ الَّذِي تَفِرُّونَ مِنْهُ فَإِنَّهُ مُلَاقِيكُمْ. It's going to, you don't have to go to death. No, don't worry about, no. Should I go on? No, you be whatever is going to come to you. Quran says, مُلَاقِيكُمْ. You don't need to work, don't worry about it. Whatever you are, He is going to come to you. That's the Quran's term. مُلَاقِيكُمْ. Now we know that we are going to die. And the death is true. Now what is the medicine for death? What is the medicine for death? One ayah in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَتَزَوَّدُوا فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. The provision for that journey, for that travel, is what? Is taqwa Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the taqwa, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you, let the last day of our life in this world be the best day of our life, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you, don't end our life unless we are true servants of yours, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, when our time comes to die, Ya Rabbil Alameen, let it be the most happiest time of our life, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you, Yawm al-Qiyamah, let us be among those who will receive the shafa'ah of Ahl Muhammad alayhi salam. Ya Allah, our marhumeen and marhumat, Ya Allah, we ask you to please to bless their souls, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma inna nas'aluka wa nad'uk بأحب الخلق إليك بمحمد وعلي وفاطمة والحسن والحسين والتسعة المعصومين من ولد الحسين. يا الله 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 يا الله. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات. إنك مجيب الدعوات، إنك قاضي الحاجات، وإنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم ارحم موتانا وموتى المسلمين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية وبنبيك بالرسالة وبالأئمة بالإمامة وماتوا على ذلك. اللهم اغفرهم وارحمهم واغسلهم بالماء والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. وارحمنا اللهم إذا سرنا إلى ما صاروا إليه. وارحمنا اللهم إذا سرنا إلى ما صاروا إليه. وارحمنا اللهم إذا سرنا إلى ما صاروا إليه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. إلى موتاكم وموتى المؤمنين لا سيما من اجتمعنا لأجله. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.